welcome back to another episode of If You Know, You Know.
And if you don't know, then I truly wish I was you. I want to be you.
Same. I'm Nicole.
I'm Rain.
And today we're going to be talking about
Self-esteem
self-esteem issues.
Okay, what's our question of the day?
Do you think the image you have of yourself matches the image people see you as? We can answer for each other. What's my first impression of you? You had great fashion sense.
Thank you. I dress like any other girl on the street lah.
No, not true. But anyway,
Okay,
I
well,
digress.
I truly do not. Well, that answers the question. I do not think the same way as you do.
I see. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, fair enough.
I remember seeing you as like a very happy-go-lucky and like carefree kind of person. That was like when I hadn't gotten to know you better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're wrong.
Yeah.
I mean,
see,
I am
think
pretty happy-go-lucky lah, but I'm not really like carefree. I don't think I am carefree lah.
okay.
So I would also agree that the image that
Yeah.
I have of myself does not match what people see me as. What you see me as, rather.
I think for me the triggering thought for like this app was when I was thinking to myself like why don't I have any internal validation? Like why do I only, how do I phrase this better? I only felt as much as other people were giving me, like whatever praise they were giving me, I only felt that much.
Yeah. Okay.
And and I felt quite sad after that, after coming
The
to that realization. Yeah, because it hits you so hard, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't have anything inside me to tell me that I'm good enough. I have to
Seek it from elsewhere.
Yeah.
Seek it from outside.
correct. Part of me feels like, yeah, like why do I need that external validation? And then the other part of me is, why don't you have any internal validation? Like why don't you have anything inside yourself to just, I'm not sure what it is lah. Like be strong enough to, I'm not sure if it's
Is it a strength thing? Is it?
I don't know how you cultivate like this
Yeah.
internal
How do you
self-worth.
cultivate self-esteem
I don't have-
and curb your self-esteem
If anyone
issues?
has the answers, please put it down in the comments, because neither of us has a clue.
I think we both struggle with it, and I think many people our age struggle with it, both guys and girls.
Like this whole self-worth, self-esteem issues.
Invalidations issues. And it's kind of worrying because everyone is seeking like external validation, right? But how much can everyone else give you that will fulfill like what you really need inside? And also,
I feel like it's
who are
endless.
you? Really?
It's almost endless. Like you need that constant stream. For me, it's like a constant stream. It's not like, it's like a bucket. Then you pour water, but then the sun evaporates it.
Okay.
You know, like
okay.
life takes away from whatever
keeps giving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like sometimes
Okay.
you just have bad days and then you accidentally spill half the bucket or something. I don't know. You know? That's
Cool
the only
bucket
analogy
analogy,
that I can
Rain.
think about it.
Jeez.
I can think for it. Yeah. I think after that thought I felt so drained.
It's kind of like an existential crisis topic as well.
Yeah.
Because you keep thinking to yourself like who am I, and like who am I worth? Like what am I worth? And like what exactly is my worth?
You're giving me a whole thing right now. Eh?
Because no matter how much you seek compliments outside and no matter how much you're being given them, like if you can't convince yourself fully of the compliment or of the validation that you're receiving, then you are no better than receiving no
Nothing.
compliments at all. Yeah, precisely.
That is true.
Precisely. So you need something that will ground you, that will hold you like firm in your belief of I am good enough and I am worthy.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I guess in this phase, especially like growing up and trying to adult and trying to have competition with your peers all the time, like it's very, very difficult to attain that level of high or moderate
Confidence.
self-esteem and confidence. Yeah. Exactly.
I feel like all these issues stem from like when you're younger.
Being invalidated when you were younger. And as such, like losing your childlike innocence, I think that's quite pivotal in terms of wavering self-esteem.
I mean, okay, when you were a child, right? What were your insecurities? I just remembered this thing.
Wow.
I just remembered this thing that do you remember what's it?
What's
It was
that?
on Facebook last time. There
Wow.
was so many different images. Just girly things. Do you
Oh my
remember? Do you remember there was so many of those like things. And then I remember seeing so many photos of those quotes saying like being insecure about this, that. And as a child, when I think I was like 10 in primary school when I was reading it,
And you see all over
I
Facebook.
could not relate. I remember not being able to relate.
Wow. Okay.
And then
okay.
slowly as I grew up, I understood more. Yeah.
Unfortunately, you could understand and you could relate to more of it.
Yeah. So where does I feel like we're asking a lot of questions that we don't even have answers to.
That's very true.
Right, like where does this
Comments, please help us.
Oh my god, if you're a therapist, please.
If you're a therapist, please help us.
Like where do these insecurities start? How do you get over them?
I feel like it's quite individualistic. Like it might be also like certain relationships with like your girlfriend or boyfriend, or with your parents, or with your siblings that might
trigger.
affect how you think or how you look at yourself. Like I think in relationships especially, because there is a very fine line between your partner being controlling or not in terms of like your weight or like what you wear. And I'm sure many like Singaporean girls face that, unfortunately, because the guy always wants the girl to
Be
dress
more
a certain
conservative.
way. Yeah, dress a certain way, look a certain way, not wear this, or instead you wear that. Which is very sad because I might be attached. I mean, a girl might be attached to a guy, but that doesn't mean that the guy has any rights whatsoever to control whatever she wears or whatever she does and says.
I feel like
Yeah.
like all these little comments, right?
They
The
all
longer
add
it
up to
drags on,
something.
yeah, the longer it drags
yes.
on, especially, the more you start to question yourself.
Yeah, the dragging is what makes you doubt. Yeah.
I mean, when me and my partner broke up, right? The months before, I had actually throughout the relationship, I had a lot of questions going through my head, like, am I enough? What am I not doing right? Like, why is it that like whatever I try to do, whatever I put, whatever effort I put in, is just doesn't feel like, it feels like nothing. It feels like I'm throwing
The water away into a bucket with a hole.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
good analogy of the
Yeah,
bucket.
correct. So I think there comes a point in time where, okay, not just romantic relationships, but any types of relationships, even friendships,
Yes, of course.
can make you feel a certain way. Can make you
Yeah.
feel like
Shit.
This is such a depressing episode, honestly.
No, it's not meant to be depressing. It's meant to be thought provoking.
I hope
I
it
remember
is.
like in primary school, I had this group of friends in primary 4, and they kind of bullied me in a sense where they didn't want to like go for recess with me. And then at first I was like, okay, you know what, fine, like nobody needs recess anyway, like I'll just sit in class and be my own person. But then after that I was like, oh no, like something is wrong with me, that's why they don't want to go for recess with me. You know what I mean? No, it's okay, I'm fine now.
I totally understand.
But in that moment, right, that was where I lost my like self-esteem, because I realized that it's not a them problem. It might be a me problem. And then I start to like overthink and like,
Overthink and shit.
and pinpoint like all the things that might go wrong or might be wrong with me, so that they like it's not their fault that they don't want to eat with me. It's my own fault that they don't want to eat with me. But luckily now I think I'm in a much better place where like if people didn't want to do things with me, or if people didn't want to hang out with me, I'm not in that lower self-esteem place anymore where I'm like, oh no, there must be something wrong with me. Like I think my self-esteem has also gone down but also gone up over the years. Because while in your that, yeah, it went one full circle, because when I was in secondary school, like my self-esteem was very low and I was very insecure to the point where, because I was remembering about that primary school experience of not having anyone to go for like recess with. In secondary school, there was a period of time that I didn't want to go recess because I didn't want to face that rejection of not having anyone to eat with.
Yeah.
Then I realized, like, what's the point? So I found to find a group of friends that loved me and accepted me enough to go for recess with me. And we are still friends like to this day. So yeah, I'm very grateful for that. Also like getting myself, like pulling myself out of that pit of despair, like self-pitying rut. Like, it's not that people didn't want to eat with me. It's just sometimes that's just the way. Yeah, that's just the way it is now. Like, you can't please everybody, and no matter how much you overthink, like you will never be able to find that specific reason why things are the way they are unless you go up to the person and you actually ask them, which I know is difficult, but if you never try,
I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could do that.
Me too lah. In that point in time, I don't think I could ever do that because I'm a very non-confrontational person. But if it really is the way it is, then let it be. Like, you should not let that define your self-esteem or how you look at yourself the way you do now.
When I was in primary school, I had the same experience as you.
Twinning!
Yeah, I had
go for recess together.
I had the same experience as you. I would from primary one to primary 5.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I just went for recess alone. I hated going to school because I had no one to talk to. I didn't really have like many friends.
Okay.
But at the same time, I don't remember feeling like I had low self-esteem.
Oh, that's very interesting.
I was fine being by myself. I would just go to a library and then I would read Geronimo Stilton.
Oh, so cute. That's so cute.
So that was my primary school experience.
Do you think it's because you didn't know what that meant at that point in time, at that age? You didn't know what it meant to have a low self-esteem.
I think so.
So you just didn't have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like it is an existing problem, an existing common problem that many people face.
I feel like everyone faces it, just in different points in their life.
Yeah. Even from young, like your parents, the way like you did certain things and then your parents would come and tell you that it's wrong. Then you just make it feel like in that moment, like I made a mistake, and then like all I'm capable of doing is making mistakes. And it definitely brings your self-esteem down.
Wow. The thing about parents,
when I was a child lah. Yes.
The thing about parents is I feel like they have a huge stake in your self-esteem, especially in the teenage years.
Yes. Oh my god, yes.
And I remember feeling so shitty in my teenage years.
Because of them.
Okay.
Because of everything.
How do I put this? My parents are not shitty parents. They are good parents. It's just that they parent differently, I feel.
So does every other parent.
Yeah. So they are very, 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 very tough love.
Okay.
And it takes a certain kind of child, a certain kind of character to be able to match up and understand. And I think that I have been trying to, and I'm trying not to take so much of it to heart. Yeah. Because I would say that
that's so important. Yeah.
So there's been more than like a few occurrences that they have, I don't know whether it might be out of anger, out of frustration, but words like stupid, incompetent, like it slips out a lot. So I think that affects me until now, where I don't know whether we spoke about this in another episode, but I feel like I'm never doing enough. I am never enough.
Our
Full
adulting
stop.
episode.
Yes.
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 Link in bio.
Yeah. So it's that very hard feeling to a very heavy feeling to have in your chest. Right.
Definitely. But at the same time, like one simple thing they say like might either make you or break you. Like the other day when I told my dad like, oh, I'm going to teach like cause I do spin and I'm a spin instructor, and now when I tell my dad like, oh, I'm going to teach like next week at this time at this place, and then he said to me for the first time in the longest time, he said, I'm so proud of you.
I would cry.
Yeah, I was shocked. Like I was literally going to the toilet to pee, and then he said, I'm so proud of you. And I paused and I was like, he said that. And then I was like,
now for you.
and I was like, self-esteem boost, because I have never ever heard my dad say that like in the longest time. And to hear that, like it really comes from the right people. Like
Yeah.
that same like action that can
It matters who it comes
it
from.
matters who it comes from. And when my dad said that to me, I was just so shocked. I couldn't even speak. I couldn't even say thank you yet. I was just, and then I looked at my dad, I was like, thanks. And then I went to pee. But my point is that the same thing, like the impactful person saying the impactful words will either make or break you. Yeah.
Life sucks. Life sucks. Okay.
No, life does not suck, Rin.
Anyway,
Life does not suck.
just now, I was very curious. So I went online and I searched how to find internal validation.
Oh my
Right?
God.
And these were the answers. Encouraging yourself, acknowledging your strengths, successes, progress and effort, noticing and accepting your feelings, prioritizing your needs, treating yourself with kindness, saying nice things to yourself, accepting your limitations, flaws and mistakes. And there are 10 other ways to validate yourself. Live well with Sharon Martin. Right. And I feel like we know these things, but they're so hard to do.
Yes, so hard to implement. Like
Correct.
how will you constantly like validate of yourself, of the effort that you put in?
Yeah,
the
especially when
progress.
like imagine you put in a lot of effort for this piece of work and you get like a C.
Yeah,
your schoolwork.
that fucking sucks, man.
Yeah, it's like
Especially
okay,
in art class. Can I just say, getting a C in art class broke me more than any other subject. Okay. I mean, I know I'm not talented in art lah, but like getting a C in art, right, where you put in so much effort in your like art piece, it hurts, man.
were you an O-level art student?
No, I was not at all. But like in lower secondary, when you had art class,
Okay.
and then I will get like a B4 or like a C5. I'm like, why? I put in so much effort. And then it just got crushed because I would get like the art piece back and I'll be like, that's all I got. And like I didn't even get like an A.
yeah.
And I don't know why, but it broke me way more than like any other subject ever, because art is
I think
so
is
subjective.
it because you put so much effort into it lah?
I did.
More effort than anything else.
I did. I didn't care about school. Like I never used to care about like subjects. But when it came to art, right? God.
Yeah, and this thing, like how are you expected to okay, I guess you have to have a very strong mental very strong a mind of steel. Yeah, just push on and say that's okay. I put in my best effort.
Yes. Yeah.
But it still doesn't stop you from feeling shitty though.
You're right. So
Okay,
how?
I guess that's where acknowledging your feelings come in.
Okay, you have
Then-
to feel the emotion
then what?
first. And then you have to let it go. So that it doesn't dampen your self-esteem. And you won't like get drained by it.
So to some extent, would you say it's like a try to be a little bit more carefree, a little bit more happy-go-lucky?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, right, when you look back at the things that made your self-esteem dampen, it doesn't matter after a while. I feel like our thoughts affect us the most, and it's not as if like the people that I couldn't go for recess with would ever remember right now that we didn't go for recess together because they kicked me out of their clique. But it only
Wait, they're the
affected
same people.
yeah, they're all one group of friends that in primary school didn't want to go for recess with me, and then they just ignored me, and like they did that thing where like the moment the bell rings, right, they would just like run out of class together.
Oh.
Yeah. And then they would just leave me because I was like at the far corner of the room, and the three of them were at the other side of the room. I
Okay,
think.
like sitting very
can't
close
really
lah.
remember. Yeah, sitting like closer together, and I was quite far away, so I didn't really remember where exactly, but I remember that they would walk out of class together, and they would just leave me there. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that they can't remember anything now because it only affected me in primary school. As sad as it is to say, I also feel like the more you harp on it, right, the more that it's gonna bring you down. So what you said earlier was so right. Like you should just remain a little bit more carefree, a little bit more like fuck it, fuck this shit. Like just live your life for yourself. And if people serve you comments that don't mean positive or like don't mean to bring you up, then you're only gonna take it and ruin yourself even further. So what is the point?
Hey, you know, okay, bring it back to the very, very first question that we had. Right?
Yes.
The card. Right. So what you said just reminded me of something my sister was telling me
Oh,
that day.
okay.
She asked me why I just don't care about anything. Like she
Do you?
her question was, internally I care a lot.
Yeah, precisely.
But I think when she sees me is like, why do these things not affect you?
Okay, like an example. Like what
Like
doesn't affect you?
why do comments not affect you? Someone says something, why does it not affect you? Then I just tell her what I don't know, I can't remember what I told her, but I told her something along the lines of what you just said. About if I feel like it's not true and it doesn't help me, then okay lor.
Yeah.
But those are thoughts that come when I am
In a mood.
yeah.
You have to be in a certain mood. Yeah.
Otherwise, I feel like that mood is when I'm just too fucking tired already. Like it comes, it comes when I'm at my limit.
Yes, you
I
really
just
cannot
don't
be bothered
care anymore.
Yes, definitely.
That is yeah. But otherwise, I feel like it might not show externally, but the thoughts, especially when you're at your lowest, come back to like haunt you.
You're so right. Yeah,
It's-
which is beginning that whole process of overthinking. Wow.
Especially at night.
Yes, and it just becomes a vicious cycle, like a giant
Yeah.
vicious cycle. You're stuck in your own labyrinth of your own thoughts, which is sickening.
You know what I have in my voice memos?
What?
I have just recordings of me talking to myself
Wow.
because I just needed to get the thoughts out.
Wow. Oh my god, I should
It
start
was
doing
like
that.
at night, right? And I had so many things in my head. And I just wanted to like clear out so I can go and sleep.
Is this a regular thing that you do?
I just started. Like I think I have been having a lot of self-doubt and like confidence issues. So I started doing this thing where I would just record myself speaking. I don't have to play it back, but at least I get the thoughts
I
out.
wouldn't.
Yeah. I don't want to
Doing
hear
it back
myself.
will only haunt you about them even more.
Correct. But I guess it is maybe years later when you play it back, you're like, I've come this far.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't think I would ever
Hopefully.
want to play it back.
Yeah.
It sounds like a huge
Mistake.
a huge ball of burden that I would never want to put upon anybody, let alone myself. Like everything that comes out into the audio recording.
Yeah. Especially
When it's raw and vulnerable, especially
Yeah.
at night as well.
I was talking, right? Then I just started crying. And then I was like, why am I crying? I don't understand why I'm crying.
Wow.
I really said it. I really said that in the clip.
Oh my
like, why am I crying? I
God.
really don't understand why I'm crying.
Wow.
Yeah. I think sometimes there comes a point where you just need to find a way to cope. And if this helps you, then by all means
Sure,
use it as a
yeah.
coping mechanism.
Yeah. When I need to cope, I color.
Oh, is it the adult coloring book?
Yeah, I bought a coloring book and my sister gave me one for Christmas.
So cute.
But it's not really a adult coloring book. It's a coloring book about cats. And then my sister bought me an adult color.
Is it,
not
what's it
more
called?
adult.
I can't remember the name.
Oh, it's called 25 Cute Things. 25 cute things to color.
Aiyo.
And it was $25. So every time I color one page, it's $1. Yeah, but
yeah. Find a coping mechanism that works for you lah.
as long as it works, as long as it works for me, then I'll spend $25 on my 25-page coloring book with
Just-
cute things.
Do you want to be self-destructive, or would you rather?
Find ways to cope with your
Yeah.
issues, with your self-esteem. I mean, not only cope with them, but also deal with it. Like coping is one thing, dealing with it is another. You can't always remain in that slum forever thinking about why am I so shit? Why do I feel so shit? Like you have to get up and do something about it. Yeah, and you are your own greatest enemy lah. You are the only one that is stopping yourself from not feeling that way anymore. Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, that thought is very scary.
You are your own greatest enemy, but you're also your greatest like friend. You have to turn it around and be positive about it. As do with everything.
Okay.
I strongly
I'm
believe
sorry.
in that.
I wow. Sometimes like she's sitting next to me, right, and she's so positive.
No, I'm just being real.
My brain is saying, what the fuck?
Yeah, your mouth also said it. Okay.
Like, truly, okay. Yeah lah, but I guess as much as we talk about self-esteem, the end goal is just to try to get yourself out of it. Right?
Yes, yes.
And in a method that's not self-destructive.
Try your best. Try your best. It's not easy, but
It's like a learning
slowly.
process. I
Yeah,
would
it's a
say.
learning curve. Yeah, you have your whole life to learn about it. So take it easy. Don't be so hard on yourself.
Find something that makes you happy every day.
It's the little things.
What the heck? You have these random spills of
And on that note, I think we need to end this episode before
before she goes
going
crazy,
into a
eh.
moment. I'm having a moment. And with that, we will see you next week. Bye.